Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe. Brock Lesnar's Great Balls of Fire opponent revealed. Someone actually won in their hometown, and who needs shovels? Bayley just got buried with a kendo stick. I'm Ollie Davis, and this is Extreme Rules 2017 in about 4 minutes. Apollo Crews and Kalisto actually had a pretty exciting match on the Kickoff show. It's crazy what happens when you give very talented wrestlers more than 3 minutes. Kalisto beat Crews yet again because of Titus O'Neil's over-managing at ringside. There's no better way to telegraph Dean Ambrose no longer being champion than Michael Cole saying Dean Ambrose is currently WWE's longest-running champion on commentary before the match. With the title being able to change hands on a DQ, Miz made attempt after attempt to get Ambrose disqualified. In the end, though, it was a relatively clean finish, with Miz hitting the skull-crushing finale on a distracted Ambrose. This was a fun match, despite often tripping up over its own stipulation, with an excellent performance from referee John Cone. Sasha Banks and Baltimore-born Rich Swann beat Noam and Alicia in a fun throwaway bout. Yes, you heard that correctly. Someone won in their hometown. I hope you enjoyed that, Baltimore, because now you're going to get 3 minutes of Elias Samson insulting your city through the medium of douchebag acoustic guitar. This segment was purely to get heat on the Drifter, as no baby faces came to the city's rescue. Because, as this night made clear, WWE doesn't care about good guys. Before her match, Bayley buried Alexa Bliss's This Is Your Life segment to generic backstage interviewer number 4. Unfortunately, she followed this up by winning the most awkward pop culture reference of the show award, boasting that she's seen Wonder Woman and that it's empowered her to overcome a bully. Bayley might want to rewatch that movie, as Alexa Bliss crushed her in just over 5 minutes, with the hugger not once getting to use the kendo stick, despite promising to get extreme every week of their build. Bayley has been very poorly handled on the main roster, but the Bliss feud, losing the title in her hometown, the awful This Is Your Life segment, and now being dominated in a match stipulation she called for, has put her character on life support. It's going to take a long time to build her up again. The tag team title match started awkwardly, with the 4 men failing to find their groove. Midway through, though, they artificially created a hot tag scenario, having Jeff escape the cage first and leaving Matt to fight off both Sheamus and Cesaro. Brother Nero eventually hit a whisper in the wind off the top of the cage, but that was their downfall as Sheamaro climbed up and over before Matt and Jeff made it through the door. The Hardys pick up their first loss since their WWE return in what ended up as a really fun match. Neville versus Austin Aries was the perfect match to follow the tag team cage fight, just as entertaining but from a more ground-based style. And after their anticlimactic showings at WrestleMania and Payback, they finally had the match the 2 men deserved. Aries sold his knee, Neville tapped but outside the ring, and finally Aries submitted in the rings of Saturn after a brutal red arrow. This makes Neville look incredibly strong, still coming out on top of a 3-match program. Aries meanwhile seems set for a character revamp. The fatal 5-way main event really was excellent. From the opening foreplay of Roman Reigns standing in the middle of the ring, stretching while the other 4 fought amongst themselves, to the heel alliance between Samoa Joe and Bray Wyatt. Bray in particular looked incredible, tensely outsmarting Joe, first introducing the chair and hyping the crowd. The final 5 minutes were great. Reigns spearing Joe and Finn into the timekeeper's area, and Seth Rollins hitting a frog splash off the top rope on Bray through an announcer's table, leaving the former Shield brothers standing tall to fight each other. Stories and character arcs were told through the action, the match itself having an intriguing narrative, ending when Joe choked out Balor in the Kikina clutch. Given how well Balor has been put over on Raw recently, especially considering Paul Heyman's endorsement promo, I would have preferred he didn't take the fall though. So that was Extreme Rules in about 4 minutes. Here's Raw's usual ratings recap from top to bottom in awe, core, average, poor and bore. I'll reveal my rating very shortly, but first, vote in the poll above my head to give yours. I'll announce the results in tomorrow's WrestleTalk news. Only one babyface act won on the main Extreme Rules card, with the heels going over in every other match. Neville and Alexa retained, while Miz and Sheamaro won belts. And the main event effectively set up heel Brock Lesnar versus heel Samoa Joe. All 5 championships on Raw are now held by bad guys, and of the 13 belts across Raw, SmackDown and NXT, 12 are with heels. Naomi is the only face champion in WWE right now. Good guys always work better when they're chasing the belts. But this still shows how poor WWE are at booking and building baby faces right now. That's not to say Extreme Rules wasn't an enjoyable show though, with only the women's match being below average, and the last 3 bouts, particularly the main event, being very, very fun. Extreme Rules 2017 was cool. Does Randy Orton have a point with the ... dive debate? Find out in the latest episode of Wrestle Ramble. And WWE have their sights on yet another top Ring of Honor wrestler. Find out who by clicking the videos to the left, press subscribe and support WrestleTalk on Patreon. I've been Ollie Davis and that was wrestling.